Weirdos, boils and ghouls, how are we all doing? It's MindSeed time again. Why am I doing MindSeed again? Well, because you guys have asked for it. People have told me that the newest episode is ridiculous and watched it on the TV, and while I can see, yeah, it's all fake, it's all staged, blah 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 blah, didn't find any sort of definitive proof of fakery. I didn't see any mistakes as such, but there were a lot of questions. Things they do in this video that don't add up to the ways they act in other videos, especially around the Ouija board. I think there is a debunk of sorts with the ball coming down the stairs, and they kind of highlighted that mistake by themselves with bad shots with the camera and not remembering what they've already shot when they're editing. Now, there is a lot of use of apps in this, and Colton describes a mobile phone as a supercomputer in your pocket with all of these gizmos and gadgets, and just listen to what he describes and what a phone actually does, and he's embellished a little bit, you know, but I'm not going to go through all the apps and all that. There's tons of people out there right now arguing about apps, covering why apps are good, why apps are bad, so go watch Joe Vitale, Kenny Biddle, you know, the guys that have already covered these things. I am not saying that people can't use apps on investigations. Use whatever you like. What I'm saying is these people that are going, ooh, the app said, and then they try to relate every single word into the story of the haunting, which is exactly what MindSeed do here. The app must spit out in excess of 100 words on this 30-minute investigation, and they link 2 of them to writing on the wall. Ooh, linking 2 words to writing on the wall, that's quite impressive. Not when you consider there is about 3 billion words written on the walls in this house, but they link 2 to some writing in the wall. But you can watch all that for yourself. There are other things in this video that piqued my interest, that make me ask questions. So will there be a solid debunk other than the ball? I don't know. But there is certainly enough raised questions, and then we can discuss that in the comment section down below. Get you guys involved. I am in no shadow of a doubt that everything MindSeed do is fake. There is nothing real about it. It is clearly made for entertainment purposes, yet they defend it to the hilt. People have covered them defending it and other people defending it for them. I'm not a fan, because this is the type of thing that gets more views than anyone else, and people believe that it's real when it's not. And that kind of grips my shit. You see, the teams that I know, that I work with, that I want to work with, the guys that go out week after week after week, spend hours and hours and hours in a location to get nothing for months on end, and then when they get one little stitch of evidence, somebody says that's fake, and then these guys get away with everything they pull. Now, this video for them isn't quite as dramatic, you know, there's no chairs stacking up all over the place, and you know what I mean. And yet, these guys have an audience that call me stupid. I'll show you stupid. Okay, so they go through a story in this abandoned house about some child that is passed away. They show no proof of anything. They no show documented history. They don't give the address, probably to stop the side-eye guy saying, that ain't true. But, you know, reverse Google and all that. If side-eye guy ever does something with this video, he'd probably tell you that the story that they're making up just isn't true. They probably just hired this off whoever's doing the building and maintenance work here, because the place is obviously under restoration. So the first thing I want to bring you to is they have a ball fall down the stairs. They hear it, they don't see it, and they run back and they're like, dude bro. But they already show the stairs. Now, the important part of this is how many times you hear the ball bounce. It's 4 or 5, something like that. There's a lot more than 4 or 5 steps, yet Colton pans the staircase, and they forgot that he did that, and you don't see the ball in shot. For the amount of bangs you hear of the ball falling down the stairs, you should have been able to see that ball. Observe. Here's the pan. That ball, according to the number of bangs they get when it lands on this landing, should be here somewhere. Here. Whatever. Somebody's called me out for the way I say here. I'm Welsh. I got an accent, okay? You're not the only person. Parple does it to me all the time. The ball should be here. He pans. We can't see no ball.
Right now, Oliver, can you come close to one of these devices? Can you use the device and call? What is that? What the f is that, dude?
That sounded like footsteps.
What did that say?
You shouldn't be here. I remember I'm facing Casey with the camera. I hear dop, 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 dop.
Come close to
Dop, 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 dop. 6. They hear 6 bangs. Yet he panned that staircase, no ball on 6 stairs. And you also hear a lot of movement between Colton and Casey, the clothes wrestling, etc., before that ball falls.
If you're here with us right now, Oliver, can you come close to one of these devices? Can you use the device in Colton? What is that?
That sound there was on these two, not coming from the stairs before that ball. He says, "What is that?" almost before the ball starts moving. We hear 6 doof doofs, and then there's the, "Let's just stop and wait."
What the f is that, dude?
That sounded like footsteps.
What did that say?
Let's stop and wait. Let's not go and investigate. Let's not go and look directly at that ball. Let's hang back. Why would they hang back when they have just had such amazing evidence presented to them? It's so Tanner can run up the stairs.
You shouldn't be here.
Within 1 minute?
Within 1 minute. Why have you cut away? Why have you not gone towards whatever has moved? You hear something bang down the stairs in a house that you're alone, and you freeze on the spot. You have a little conversation amongst yourselves, and then you cut to a studio shot of yourself instead of pushing forward as quick as you can so we can see there's nobody on those stairs. Why have you done that? Tanner. I'm utterly convinced that Tanner is still working with these guys but doesn't want to be on camera. And this falls later in with this episode because there's clearly a third person here because you hear them moving about. They just claim it to be a ghost.
Hello?
Okay, hello. Now they're walking with purpose. It's a few minutes late. There's no point rushing now. The event has ended.
No way.
They left it that long that a ball that has bounced downstairs, probably hit that wall, would have been rocking a little bit, has come to a complete stop. Can I prove without a shadow of a doubt that Tanner is there? No. But, you know, these guys have paid actors. These guys have lied about locations. The side-eye guy has busted them numerous times for that. They were then stupid enough to take shots at the debunkers in the gladiator blood and all that crap, which side-eye guy and myself took the piss out of. That video by the side-eye guy is brilliant. Go and check it out. I'll actually link that in the description below because it is important to shout out others' creativity.
And a round, dark ball.
A round, dark ball. Why is it that I have this issue with MindSeed and the balls? My entire debunking career started with MindSeed and the balls. Maybe it's because MindSeed are a load of old bollocks. And can we also bear in mind that MindSeed make an absolute killing from ad revenue, from merch sales, you know, the very expensive mystery boxes that, as far as I know, some people still haven't got despite paying for them. And Casey is still using his mobile phone as a camera. Kind of weird, right? Now, take into account the smaller teams that I like and I enjoy and I promote. Exploring the Entity, I Conjure, 3 Spires, Dead Cold. Those guys are earning pennies if they're lucky from ad revenue. Let's be completely honest about it. They do this for the love of it. And they have the same camera as what Colton is holding. But they have one for each person in their team. That there is a love of the creativity, a love of the paranormal. They are putting money in that they probably never ever recoup to make their videos look as nice and as clean and as good as they can. Casey is still walking around with an iPhone. Whilst iPhones have a great camera, you know, you got one guy in night footage, the other guy with a torch. That torch, meaning that you can see, negates the fact that you're in night vision. You may as well both walk around with torches. Okay, night vision looks creepier. But you're allowed to be in these locations. You may as well leave the lights on. I understand it. I've gone to places where you can leave the lights on, and I've sat in the dark because it's creepier. And when you're creepy, maybe something paranormal will happen. I get it. Mindset. But put some effort in. I have always defended, at the very least, your guys' editing skills and your sound design and all the rest of it. But your videos are getting lazier and lazier and shorter by the episode. And your fans are starting to turn to me going, this is awful. Where's the effort?
Mattresses, kids' toys, pictures and stickers on some of the walls.
Oliver, do you want to be our
Mattresses, stickers, kids' toys. And it's the mattresses, the furniture, and everything else that highlights this kid's toy. Everything else in this house is dirty, filthy, covered in dust, dirt, grime, mold. The mattresses are disgusting. There's graffiti all over the walls. Gone there looking for the ghost of a child. So why is this toy so clean? Do you guys have children? Have you taken one of your own kids' toys into this house to make it look a little bit more creepy? Because that is exceptionally clean considering the rest of the state of this house. A house that at the beginning you said has had work going on it. Where's the dust on this toy? Sparkly clean. Unless you've of course taken this with you, planted it there because it makes your story of this unalive child look more legitimate to your viewers. I think you've been rumbled again. Now, this bike, it's in this corner. This comes into play in just a little bit. Look where it is, the handlebar turn and all the rest of it.
Do we know what? Dear God. I think you just said God a second.
Now, they link the app saying God and friend to this passageway almost in the center of my screen there. I hope my cursor is showing up for you guys. But that writing comes all the way down here somewhere. There's all of this, none of the other words relate to any of it. But because it said God and friend, which is on this section of the wall, it must clearly be the ghost. How come none of the other words relate to any of this? If you relate it to a lot more, fair enough. But, you know, you're just... Creepy doll. It's missing an eyeball. It's also pretty damn clean. And we know that you've got all these little gizmos, gadgets and creepy looking things because of your intro videos where you're filming said creepy items. You own things like this. I don't know if you own this specific one, but again, look at all this shite all over the floor, all the dust, debris and crap. Look how clean this thing is. You should have rubbed it in the floor a bit first and then turned it over so you got a bit of dirt on it. Hey, wait. What's this behind him? In the wrong corner. It's the push bike. Must have been a ghost. The problem we have is they've been walking all around the house. They've been making cuts to them sat in the studio, not looking at the camera directly and being like, dude bro, scary dude bro. All of the words in the app. They mean it's a ghost. They do all of that. They go into this room. They completely ignore the bike for a few seconds and then act all shocked. You can't prove that that was paranormal because there are too many cuts. Now, did you cut your video so many times so you could go and move this bike? Probably. Or were you walking around the house, Tanner's gone in there behind you, pulled it in the corner, moved back out of the room? And the reason I keep saying that is every time I watch something of you guys, there is clearly somebody else there. You know, like the guy that was wearing Casey's coat at the top of the stairs that somebody told me I was an idiot. He was clearly a ghost wearing a dress.
What? What?
Was that there the whole time?
No, it was not, and you knew it wasn't. The handlebars have been moved. Somebody else has moved that, or you pay.
It was in this room. Where was it when we came in?
That corner was empty.
So at this point, every paranormal investigator worth their salt does this with their phone, if, you know, they're tight, or with their camera. Let's rewind back and see. Oh, there it is. Look, it was over there. Now it's over here. How did that happen? I've just watched the Broken Capital video where door seemingly opens on its own and hits Aaron. And do you know what they do? They rewind the footage back while they are there and they record the rewind back with their second camera. Why? They debunked it. It was like, oh, it was me moving the chair, which is what opened the door. They don't claim it to be paranormal. They even put in something beforehand to say, you're about to see me get scared by a door, but beforehand, afterwards, when playing back the footage, we realised on location, but this is our initial reaction. I just don't want you to think that we've staged this. That's how you do it. Not this crap. So they're alluding to that bike is moved while they're in that room. It hasn't. It's moved before they've gone back in there. Either through one of their cuts or the third person. At least they don't use cat balls, and at least they don't claim that cat balls can, I don't know, read EMF or move because of EMF or light up because of EMF and, you know, all of that stuff.
There was one point that Colton was talking and I was almost positive that I heard footsteps. It sounded like tiny footsteps running behind Colton.
We'll definitely put something right there to
Where? All I could hear was you pay moving. Now let's look at your surroundings. You are in a derelict house. A house that is having work done on it. There are no carpets. There are bare floorboards and you are upstairs. When you're moving, you're setting off floorboards all over the house. Even houses with carpets. You walk across your landing, a bedroom floorboard will move, etc. That's all that is, but you have to claim, not just that it sounds like footsteps, but a child's footsteps. Only, I can only hear your movements.
He was talking so he didn't actually hear it as clearly as me, but when I listened back to the audio, I could definitely hear something.
No, it's you moving. So they describe a load of equipment, I mean a ton of it. They've got the creepy music box, they've got REM pods, EMFs, and yeah, at least there's no cat balls.
3 of these, well, we call them like cat balls, but...
Ugh. At least he called them cat balls. But did he just say cat ball? We call them cat balls, but I think he did.
But these are basically like EMF detectors in a way. If they move or detect any kind of movement, they'll start blinking.
EMF detectors. 1 second. Cat ball. Very see-through. Now, what do we see within the said cat ball? A little circuit board with 3 LEDs, a switch, little transformer, and this. There is nothing in this for EMF. They are motion activated. And what motion activates them is inside this little tiny white box on the back. Now, some versions of these, you can see that it is just a piece of foil that will flap to connect. And if you tap it, you can hear something moving inside there. That's not EMF. These are designed so when you turn them on, they flash. It will hit it and then chase it because it is flashing. You can leave one of these things wherever the hell you want, not touch it, in a non-haunted location, and it will go off. Okay, so for the remainder of this video, there is a cat ball on the corner of this box. If you see this cat ball go off, let me know in the comment section down below. They've just described a REM pod as an EMF detector. It's not an EMF detector. It's basically an instrument. The closer you get to the aerial, the different the sound makes. It's a musical instrument in a plastic case. You can build one yourself for about $20, yet you have to pay over $100 for one of these things on the internet. And it is no different to the £20 one I've got in the little black case out there that never ever goes off for me. These coffin music boxes, you see Twin Paranormal use it. Unfortunately, Shadows and Infrared set these off. And as well as that, you've got to look at where they are placing all of this equipment. It's always in a door frame or in the walkthrough for a door. Why is that? Because somebody can simply just hide behind the door and reach out. Look at the placement of this coffin in a door. So somebody could be hiding to the right there. So they leave what they assume to be Oliver's room. They walk off for a bit. Needlessly say, this could be another kid's room. There is one thing in that room that looks suspiciously clean that could allude to it being a kid's room. But otherwise, it just looks like a storage room. There's nothing else to say it's a kid's room. And then they go back. Why was that pointless little walk included when nothing happened? It's so whoever sets this music box off can get into position off camera.
The motion detector coffin starts going off at the end of the hallway, and I literally popped the camera over Casey's shoulder.
But it's in a doorway facing towards where I said somebody could hide. Uh-oh. Now, is that 100% debunked? No, but why have you placed it there? Why not more in the open, away from door frames so nobody can question it? Because Tanner can't reach out and set it off.
Oliver, is that you? Are you lighting up that device right now?
What the hell is triggering that thing?
Why stop there? Why not get closer?
Stop.
Okay, at least they're going to walk towards it now and then they're going to look behind the...
peripheral vision?
Oh. I was hoping they were going to keep going forward and then look behind the door frame to prove that nobody was there, but they don't. They cut to the studio. This is a trick. This is how they hide the third person.
I see red and blue lights starting to glisten.
Police! Don't be the balls, don't be the balls, don't be the... God damn it.
What?
Corner of my eye. Look at that. And all 3 of the plastic motion detector balls are going off simultaneously.
They are not plastic motion detector balls, they are cat toys. And as we have already discussed, you are walking around a house where floorboards are all interconnected and you're walking across them. Yeah, no? Mine hasn't gone off. Okay, at a quick glance, I can't see if they've made cuts for all three balls for something to trigger them off. Does that mean this is a real event? I mean, no, they're cat toys and they're walking around and this place is echoing and thudding with their footsteps, so they've probably, in my opinion, they've just stepped on something that is a connecting floorboard. That looks like a laminate floor type thing over the top of it that it'll be all interconnected. A floorboard has probably just triggered the three.
Which is pretty incredible.
I mean, it's not.
I think I'm gonna get the Ouija board, man.
Weird cut.
Whoa!
That was a weird cut. Very weird cut. Casey is walking towards something and it falls, but he cuts back to Colton stood behind him. Why would you do that? Maybe they play Casey's footage from his phone while walking towards this thing, and that'll clear that right up. And there's a static camera on this.
What
Bro,
the fuck did you just do?
I didn't do shit. That thing just fucking fell.
As soon as I said maybe we should bring the Ouija board, I felt weird when it left my mouth.
It's Ouija.
But as I was approaching the stairs to go downstairs and grab it, this old box spring just falls over, almost like trying to block me from going down the stairs.
I think I'm gonna get the Ouija board, man.
You should have shown the second angle there, and you don't. You go back to Colton. Why? Was something on Casey's camera that gave this away?
Whoa! Bro, I didn't do shit.
Casey goes around the corner and I'm right behind him with the camera. And as soon as he approaches the top of the stairs, I hear a thud and I catch the box spring literally falling over on the stair landing.
I think I'm gonna get the Ouija board, man. Whoa! Bro.
So they make replays and they still, every replay, cut back to Colton behind Casey. They never show Casey's mobile phone as that thing is falling beginning to end. Why? Why wouldn't they show that? Is it because something on Casey's phone would have given them away? Maybe there was a wire glint, so they couldn't cut to Casey's phone. They had to cut away, otherwise the game is up for them.
Don't leave.
Don't get the Ouija board? Is there any way that this could have just fallen on its own? Like from...
I mean, maybe the house is old.
I mean, yes. And they do describe, hey, listen, it's an old house, maybe we've stepped on something. And then they shoot that down like, nah, must have been a ghost. And that's bullshit. There was clearly some trickery involved here, and they hid it via that cut back to Colton's camera, because something on Casey's phone would have shown us exactly what really went on there. There are so many cuts in this. Somebody could have removed the wire, so when they go and move this thing back up, there's no wire present. It stinks. Ooh, we've got a third camera angle. But why are we still not seeing Casey's? Because Casey's would have given away the game. Now, if they have some thread around here, that would have shown up on Casey's camera. A little tiny pull for something that's quite... You know, it's not balanced straight. There's a window ledge here. So this thing is leaning at a slight angle, ready to go at a given any little tiny movement. All it'll take is Tanner in this door frame at the top of the stairs, give a little pull, down this falls. Casey doesn't show his phone because it'll give the wire away. But that is just my opinion. It could just been the weight that's unsettled it, but not showing Casey's camera angle in full makes me think that this was deliberately set up to fall.
Ouija board.
Oh, every time they say Ouija board, something kicks off. But where's the REM pod? It's in a doorway. So Tanner's probably behind this door, reaches out, pulls his arm back in. Or he's there with a two-way radio and he's just holding the button. Because as we know, thanks to Kenny Biddle, 30 meters, you can key a radio and set these things off. Because Kenny Biddle has tested it.
Dude.
Now, we all know that Casey vapes. Is Casey vaping for this. There's no cuts to allude to that, so probably not. This does look like the vapor of breathing. They're drawing attention to it, yet they have already said that this house is colder inside than it is outside. They just happen to have put their torch on it for one time in this video. They've probably been doing this. They have probably been expelling this vapor the entire time they've been there. But, you know, they're going to draw attention to it now because he's just noticed, he can see with his torch, like, ooh, it's much colder down here. No, it's not. It's cold all over. Only now you've realized you can go, ooh, look. So then these guys go and get a Ouija board. Really good idea. Why not do a Ouija board in a child's bedroom? How respectful. Now, the reason I'm going to leave this Ouija board footage, nothing moves on the Ouija board, but it's all around them. And to me, this is just proof that there's a third person there. They claim it to be a ghost. But they act different with this Ouija board to the way they ever have before. Okay, they spend forever setting up this Ouija board. It's a piece of wood and a planchette. They take ages. They're cutting back to the studio, like, we've got to set up the Ouija board. And Casey slowly ambers to the floor and all this crap. And it is just build tension for the scariest piece of wood known to man.
Can you just spell something out on this board for us one time and deliver a message? Can you tell us what you want?
Now, please remember, every other time they do a Ouija board and something happens, they pull the planchette to goodbye and they run away when there's noises around them. Or they wait a few seconds and then they go and investigate. But they pull the planchette to goodbye for safety purposes. Who the hell made that rule up?
Can you help us better understand what you're trying to tell us? Why you're moving objects?
You could also move to the yes or no. Do you want us to leave? You say yes or no.
Both of us have our fingers on the planchette. We're asking questions. Suddenly, we hear the coffin music box start making noise from down the hall.
You can tell us how old you are. You can tell us
It's not working.
the numbers down there.
It's not working.
Last year you remember. You can make it so that
Is it just me? Or did they both look and listen before that motion box started going off? Seemed to me like they did. I hear footsteps.
Oh shit. Bro, what the f is happening right now? Holy shit, dude.
Oh no! It sounded like somebody walked past them towards where the REM pod is and set the REM pod off. After, the music box is this side of them, the REM pod is that side of them. You hear the music box go off, footsteps go all the way across to the REM pod, and the REM pod goes off. There can't be Tanner, there's got to be a ghost, right?
Casey and I are in the middle of the Ouija board session and chaos ensues. I can't turn my head because I know better than to take my hands off the planchette, but all it sounds
You take your hands off the planchette all the time. When did you make that rule up?
like is running footsteps from this ear to that ear behind my head.
It's exactly what I've just described because it's a real person moving through the house to set off your equipment. You've caught the audio and you're claiming it's a ghost.
you can make it so that
Just slide it to goodbye like you normally do.
You hear footsteps. It's like someone walking. Oh shit. Bro, what the f is happening right now? Holy shit, dude.
I heard feet running all around us. It sounded like someone
Tanner's feet.
ran past the door, sounded like someone ran in the other room. It was like all over the place. It was the most auditory footsteps either one of us have probably ever heard, and we're both stuck like prey with our hands just attached to this planchette. Like, we can't let go of this board right now, but there's a lot of weird things happening around us that we cannot explain.
Yet, every other video I've watched from you guys involving this Ouija board, you pull the planchette to goodbye when you hear something. You freeze, you talk about it so your Tanner can get out of the way, and then you go and look. Why have you not done it this time? Why? Why have you not done it this time? This is what I mean. This video throws up so many questions, and while there is no solid definitive debunk other than the ball, This is fake. Clearly.
I have extremely physical emotional reactions to anything
Oh, I have an emotional reaction to your bullshit. And then nothing. They don't go to investigate the footsteps. They don't do a final walk around the house. They do nothing. They just end the video with, yeah, everything just stopped. This is by far the laziest MindSeed video I have ever watched. It is 35 minutes and 20 seconds long, and I think there is more footage of them replaying stuff over and over and over again and in the studio than of the actual building. This was a lazy effort, and they haven't gone to the extremes of, you know, levitating lampshades or chair stacking and all the rest of it. And the impression I get from watching this is they were in this house for like an hour. Probably took them about 6 hours to edit, and this is the 35 minutes. The result is a 35-minute piece of shit video that can get pulled apart from every section of it. They don't behave like they normally behave. There's just, you know, there's clearly a third person with them every time they go out. We saw him wearing Casey's coat at the top of the stairs. Oh, Beardo, you couldn't see the buttons. Put the coat on backwards. And the reason I've watched this video is A, you guys have asked for it, as in the Beardo weirdos. B, the MindSeed fans. They're in my comment section. What would you know? You don't investigate. You never leave your mama's basement. My mother doesn't have a basement. I don't live with my mama. I'm in the UK. Very rare do people have basements. But you're always insulting and you're like, what would you know? What would you know? You never go out. Yes, I do. I've got 2 investigations this week and I will be out for hours and hours and hours on end. With no trickery and no bullshit. And you call me stupid and you call me fat and all the other stuff that is like water off a duck's back. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. Every time you people come in being rude, obnoxious and stupid, I will bring out another MindSeed video showing how fake they are. No name calling, no bullshit, just facts and opinions of these guys are fake. They are one of the biggest fake paranormal channels on YouTube in this day and age, and it sucks. This video was lazy. This video was trash, and clearly it is just Tanner. It may not be Tanner, but there is a third person running around in the background of the videos. They couldn't even be asked to edit it out this time. Leave the footprint sounds in. It sounds scary. Yay. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Much love to you all. Beardo out.